Welcome to Yoga with Cynthia. I'm Cynthia Bialik, and both the host and the producer for this program. Irene Faithful is here with me on most of the programs, and we are going to be demonstrating yoga using props today. Those of you that have been participating in yoga classes for a while and are not sure how to use yoga props, today is a perfect class for you to watch or participate in. If you do have yoga props and you want to join us, we're going to be using a block, we're going to be using a yoga strap, and we're going to be using a bolster today. So if you have those items and you want to bring them in front of the TV, go ahead. We're going to start right now with a few warm-up moves. So we're going to come to the very front of our mats, and I want you to align your big toes, and we're going to wake up the whole body and the whole spine here. Because today we're going to focus on moving more deeply in the poses using these props. So we want to really wake up the body and get the circulation going in all the quadrants of the body. So we're going to lift up onto the balls of the feet and then drop back onto the heels, up and down. So we're waking up those feet, waking up the legs. And now we're going to start to swing the arms in opposition of the way the body is moving. So we're going to swing those arms forward and back quickly. And the most important part of yoga is to breathe. So don't forget about that. Our breathing in yoga is in and out through the nose. So we keep our mouth closed and we focus on that full breath. Now let's anchor down into the heels and grow the spine long. Lift your chest up high. Now open your hands so you're stretching the fingers wide apart. So splaying those fingers, we're going to drop the shoulders down, bring them back, and start to lift your chest. Take your gaze to the ceiling here. And we call this extending the spine. And when we flex, we're going to bring those hands in prayer. Sit back in chair. And as you bring those arms back up in the air, Utkatasana, strengthening the shoulders in the back. Hold on to that. Swing those arms down, and again, traction the spine. This time, interlace your fingers. Bring those arms right into the ears. And we're going to twist the spine open to the right side of the room. Look back over the right shoulder. Both arms up in the air. Traction the spine here. And twist to your left. And one more time, traction the spine. We're going to go back into extension. Start to pull the shoulders back. Lift the rib cage up. Look up in the air. And as you fall back, just allow the pose to happen. Keep lifting the chest up high. Come back to center, hands in prayer. Sit back in chair. Now this time we're going to let the body bloom to the right side of your mat. So start to turn. Take that left arm down and open the chest, reaching up to the ceiling. And once again, both arms up in the air. And swing that right arm across and bloom to the left. Then swing those arms up in the air. Come back up slowly. Lift your chest once again in extension. And this time we're going to fall down to the mat, keeping those legs straight. Drop the head and chest. And we're going to step back with our right foot. And now some of you may notice that you can't keep your legs straight, and that's why we have blocks. So you're going to go ahead and take your block to the front of your mat, and you can place the block like so. So this will enable you to keep your legs straight. Those of you that are very tight, you may have to bring the block up here. So whatever way that you want to have the block, you can have it on its side or up. Then tuck the head in toward your left knee. Bend your left knee. Come back up. Arms in the air. Virabhadrasana 1. Then open to 2. Bring the arms straight out from the shoulders here. And when we go into Virabhadrasana 3, we're going to bring the hands in prayer. Lift your right heel in the air. And as you feel you're able, we're just going to bring the head forward over the front end of your mat. You're going to feel your weight shift off of your right foot. And as you take it up in the air, engage those glutes. Pull the head further forward. And then when you're able, bring the arms forward. Virabhadrasana 3. Bend that left knee. Come back up to Virabhadrasana 1. Turn to the left side of the room and straighten both legs. And this time we're going to go into revolve triangle. So we're going to take that right hand down, use the block, and place your right hand on the block. Start to open the chest to the left side of the room. Try to square that left shoulder over your right. Keep your gaze up. Open that left hand wide. And now come back down. Take your block to the front left side of your mat. And now we're going to lift that right leg up again, just like we did in our Virabhadrasana 3. We're going to open the chest to the right side of the room. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Let's step on back. Come back into Virabhadrasana 1. Hands in prayer. Step the feet together. Bring both arms up. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, Uttanasana. Fold all the way back down to the mat. Step your left foot back this time. And we're coming into Pyramids pose. Use your block. Straighten that right leg. And hold there. 2 more slow breaths. On the last exhale, start to bend that right knee. Come up, arms in the air. Virabhadrasana 1, look up. Open to Virabhadrasana 2, look straight out over your right shoulder. And as you come into 3, we're going to slowly lift your left heel, bring those hands in prayer, and start to look forward over the front end of your mat. You're going to lift that left foot up, and as you feel you're able, bring that heel back, stretch through that heel, bring those arms forward, lifting that right kneecap up. Then bend your right knee, step on back to Virabhadrasana 1, chest in the air. Turn to your right. And we're going to start to come down into revolve triangle. Take your left hand to the floor. Open that chest and stack your right shoulder over your left. Two more deep breaths. Now we're going to bring that right arm down and slide your block forward to the front of your mat. Lift your left leg off the ground. Start to lift your hip up high. And once again, come up into half moon, facing the left side of the room. Lifting your left leg as high as you can. Look up into your left hand. And step on back. Virabhadrasana 1. Hands in prayer. Samastahiti. Now we're going to start using our strap a little bit here. So if you want to grab your strap. So straps come in all sizes. Our strap is 6 feet long. But what we're going to do is do some shoulder stretches with our strap. So we're going to wrap the ends of our hands in the strap. We'll have a lot of different uses of the strap. You're going to roll it up till you have about 3 feet in between your hands. And what we're going to do is take that strap over your shoulders here and open the chest. So this is really good if you have very tight shoulders, because a lot of our yoga poses externally rotate the shoulders. And especially for our backward bends, if your shoulders are not limber enough, you're not going to be able to achieve a good backward bend. And now let's go ahead and lift those arms back up, take them down. And we're going to do that one more time. If you feel you can roll up a little bit more, keep those hands a little closer in. Go ahead, give that a try. Deep breath in, lift the chest up. Allow the chest to lift as high as you can. Let the shoulders come back. Then bend your elbows. Come back up. All right, so let's take it down to the mat. Bring your knees to the mat. And we're going to use that strap this time. We're going to put a little loop in it. So some straps have a buckle, some have a ring. So if it has a buckle here, what you want to do is thread it through and then back through the buckle. And we're going to make a small lip for our foot. All right, so now you're going to strap around your foot. And we're going to start with our left foot first. And you're going to pull that strap over the shoulder. And you're going to go ahead and slide that right leg forward on the mat. And start to lift your back leg up. And as we do, lifting that chest, you can try to bring both hands onto the strap to lift your chest up in the air. So this is a modification for a full pigeon, king pigeon. Deepen your breaths as you hold there, lifting that foot up high. Bring your elbows up as high as you can. And if you want to use the block as well, you can block underneath your hip, and that will stabilize you. If you want to bring that heel back a little bit, you can use the block and just put it underneath your hip. So as you come up, you can sit on the block and pull back a little further. All right, let's try the other side. Unloop that left leg, and we're going to move to the right. And slide back. Throw that strap over your shoulder, and if you're using the block, you can slide the block under your left hip. And start to reach back. Take your time climbing back. Look straight ahead. And as you feel you're able, climbing back on your strap, lifting the elbows up. And release. Very nice. All right, so that was our king pigeon pose. And now we're going to try our cow face pose. So you can use the block if you choose, and I'll tell you the reason to use the block, and that is to sit on it this time if you choose, because when you do cow face, a lot of times the hips are too tight, so it's difficult to cross your legs over. And this makes it a lot easier for people to cross their legs. So if you are one of these people that has very tight hips, you can try sitting up on the block to do your hips there, or you can extend one leg out and over. So whatever way you choose, you're going to take your strap, and you're going to hold on to the loop of the strap and bring that into your right hand and walk your left hand behind you. And again, we're going to lift that right elbow up and pull back. So from behind, it looks like this. You're going to squeeze those shoulders tight together as you can. And now release, and we're going to come over to the other side. So you can either cross your legs, right over left, and then the left arm is up in the air. I'm going to climb back behind that left shoulder. And if you can, lock those hands in place, look straight ahead. Continue your breaths in and out through the nose there. Now another great use of the strap is to keep the shoulders from moving apart and rounding. So we're going to go ahead and adjust the strap and put our arms inside of it, both arms. And we'll show you this. Don't want our arms any more than shoulder distance apart. All right. Now I'm going to give you my back. Now I'm going to bring my arms behind me. So I'm going to bring my hips up in the air and then put my strap back on my arms. And I'm going to lift my hips up in the air. And by strapping my arms, I keep my shoulders closer to my body. And from here, if my shoulders are closer, I can be straighter as I come up into my shoulder stand. Deepening the breaths. And into plow. And into knees to ears. And returning to the floor. And then another use of the strap. And we can take the loop out of it this time. is to bring it around both feet. And so if you don't have the strength in your abs, sometimes it's easier to assist with the arms. So when we go into our half boat pose or full boat pose, we're going to go into full boat pose. We can focus on the muscles that are going to be holding the pose rather than thinking about the legs pulling us down. So we're going to roll the shoulders back, start to pull back with your shoulders. Use the strength of your back muscles. Lean back and then pull your shoulders back. Start to lift those legs up. And now you can focus on strengthening the back versus keeping the legs up in the air and putting a lot of strain on the psoas. Because in boat pose, your back muscles are engaged. And you really want to focus a lot on the back to strengthen it. When you're trying to keep your legs up in the air, depending on how heavy your legs are or strong your hip flexors are, the focus changes to the hip flexors. So now come on down and we're going to try our half boat pose. So unravel the strap and just hold on to the ends of the strap. And we're going to come down onto our lumbar spine, round the back. And now our focus is on the rectus abdominis. Yes, we have some psoas, but our focus is pulling the navel down to the spine, looking over your toes. Think about your core and just hover the floor there. Squeeze your knees inward, abs tight. Hold there. Two more deep breaths as you hold. And now come down. So now we're going to be going into bridge pose, and we're going to use both the straps and the blocks for bridge. So here, we're going to go ahead and position our feet so they're hip distance apart. Pull your heels back towards the buttocks. Now, let's loop our hands around. Pull down into the back of the shoulders and start to raise those hips up. Now notice, if you're using the strap for the first time, how your legs don't wobble. This keeps your legs in the right position and lets you just push into the heels and engage those hamstrings and stretch the psoas muscles. Then while you're there, grab your block. Put your block up as high as you can. Sitting up as high as you can on that block. Pinch those shoulder blades really tightly together. Breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Setubhanasana. As we come out of Setubhanasana, we're going to go into our final relaxation. And today, we have numerous uses of the bolster, but today we're going to put it underneath our knees because a lot of people have difficult backs, and sometimes it's not the best for people to be flat on their back. And just raising the knees up takes the pressure off your low back. So turn your hands to the side, anchor down into the back of your head, and then just let your feet relax. And we're going to focus on quieting our mind, relaxing our face, and start to breathe deeper in and out through the nose as we move more deeply into corpse pose. And I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for viewing Yoga with Cynthia. Namaste. Until next time.